What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me once again on the Michael Mars Show. This is Season 2, Episode 5. Today's date is February 26, 2020. And without further ado, I got a Radford women's lacrosse legend and North Carolina native up in the studio with me today. Please welcome Kaitlyn Coleman to the mic.
Hi, I'm Kaitlyn Coleman. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm majoring in marketing, and I'm an attacker on the women's lacrosse team.
Attacker on the women's lacrosse team. So when you just said you were in marketing, you were originally communications, but then you switched over?
Yeah.
Sweet. So do you know like what specific concentration you want to get into with marketing yet, or?
Not really. I'm just kind of taking all the classes as of right now, just kind of like see like, is this really what I want to do? I mean, I still have a lot of time to figure it out.
Only a freshman. Bunch of young bucks we are. All right, let's just get right into the good stuff. Let's get right into the student athlete / lacrosse questions. All right, Kaitlyn, describe a day in your life at Radford as a student athlete.
So now that I'm in season, I can see how my life like during the fall is completely different than being actually like in season. As of right now, I wake up probably around like 6:45, 7 every single day, and then I go to practice or scout or lift, and I go till probably like lacrosse wise till like 11:30. Some days I have class where I have to leave practice a little early, go to my class, then I go to lift later, and then I have class till usually around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you have individuals right after that. And then you have, right now I have 10 hours of study hall I have to do every single week. So I go down, do study hall for 2 to 3 hours almost every single day. And then I somehow get my like, meals in there, and then I finally get to go to bed around like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night every single day.
What a hustle. That's such a hustle. So what is your class schedule like?
So right now I'm taking 3 online classes, which actually is so much better because we travel all the time. So I'm not missing class a lot, and like I can do my work while I'm on the bus. And so then I'm doing 3 in class. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have 3 classes every single day. And so like today I had class at 11, and then I had class at 1 and 2 that just go back to back every single day, pretty much.
So when you do study hours, do you have to go to the Dedman Center for that, or do you go to the library?
I go down to Dedman, and we have to like clock in, so we like sign in, and then you just sit in the room, and they like always make sure that you're actually in there, and you're not signing out leaving, so you have to be in there. And then like they just make sure you're like getting what you need to get done.
Yeah. For people that don't know, the Dedman Center is our like basketball. It's a basketball arena, and
that's
like
where we live too.
That's where the facilities or like the equipment there is super
down
nice.
in Dedman, it's so nice down there.
I want to work out there one time because I had a friend that played soccer here for the first semester last year, Alex Corrado, and I don't know, he would just send me Snapchats of like, I don't know, the equipment there, the turf field there. It just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's super, like we're lucky to have a facility that really looks like that. And they just redid it a couple years ago too. So it hasn't always looked like that.
Yeah, so recent renovations, love to hear that. So when you, when you get your schedule, like does your schedule change every week? Like on Sunday, does she pump out, or does your coach like pump out what the schedule is for this week?
Do you mean like what I do during practice?
Yeah, or just like
times and stuff.
Yeah, like Monday through Friday, like let's say you only have 1 game that week, is the practice schedule the same, or?
No, so now that like being in season, like when we have, so I'll like give you like this week, so we had a game on Tuesday, so Monday we scouted, and then we had practice, and like during that practice, like D will scout for like the offense, and offense will scout for the defense. So you're getting a taste of like what the team's going to give you. And then we had a game on Tuesday, and then today we had scout and lift, and then Thursday, Friday we're going to practice. And so like last week we only had 2 practices because everything was so jam-packed together. And so like we'll practice on Thursday, Friday, and then Friday we load the bus, and then we go. And so like everything usually starts around like 7:30 now. During the fall we started at 6 a.m. So everything's like a lot better now, but...
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just wanting to get a little bit closer to the mic for people that aren't watching the video feed because, I mean, as you guys know, like, if you stand far away from the mic, the guest mic is terrible. But do you guys watch film for lacrosse?
So today, like, we watched film for probably like an hour and 45 minutes. So we'll watch like the teams that they've already played. So like now that games are going on, like we use Huddle to scout all of our teams. And so we can finally watch the film from all like the other teams, and Huddle will separate it into like what their attack did and what their D did, and so we can like watch all of it.
Nice. That's awesome. How many games do you guys play in a season for lacrosse?
It's usually been, I think, around like for Radford at least like 14 or 15, but this year we're doing 17, so it's a little bit more. But I personally like the more games. It's like it just makes the schedule flow a lot better, and it's better for our bodies now.
Yeah. Compared to high school, how many games do you play in a high school season?
High school, I think we did about 13 games a season.
So like 4 or 5 more.
Yeah, so we do like 1 or 2 games a week. It wasn't really anything a lot.
Nice. How was your high school lacrosse team? Were you guys good?
No.
No?
My high school
no.
team was not it at all. I love them, but we've had our good seasons, and then we've had our really, really bad seasons. Like one season, I think we were like 1-12.
Sheesh.
And then
Come on.
my junior year, we were like, I don't even remember, like 10-6 or something like we did. I don't know. One season we did a lot better than previous seasons.
So how many people from your senior class that you played lacrosse with went on to play college lacrosse?
None of them.
So you were the only one.
I was the only one. I think by the end of my senior year, there was 3 or 4 of us left, and I was the only one who went on to go play college lacrosse.
All right. So then describe to me how it happened that you were on a team that was 1-12, but then you somehow ended up getting recruited to play Division I lacrosse.
Yeah. So like my lacrosse journeys, it's a lot different than a lot of people, because a lot of people are from Maryland, which is the lacrosse hotspot. Like even like I have teammates in Tennessee, and like those places got lacrosse a lot earlier than Charlotte did. So I played softball until my freshman year of high school. Like that's what we did. That was the sport there, and I didn't know lacrosse was a thing until my 8th grade year. And so I started off playing for a club team, and then I was like, I love this. I'm done with softball, and like it just everything worked out where lacrosse was my priority.
Yeah.
And so then I started switching club teams to like kind of find better exposure and like get better. And so it was by my junior year. It was all the club teams that I joined. It wasn't anything to do with my high school team.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know, like my club coaches got me recruited. It wasn't anything with.
Yeah, that's how most sports are now that
Yeah.
I think about it. That mostly you get recruited through your travel sport or your travel teams. So how many travel teams did you play on?
I played for 3 different travel teams. I played for one that really helped me like learn like what is lacrosse and like how do you catch and throw, and learning like positions kind of stuff. And then I switched to a different one that was a little bit more, more expensive, but like you get what you pay for with lacrosse and everything. So I switched to them, and then after I got recruited, I went to a different club team.
Nice. So how many of your teammates that were on those travel teams are now playing lacrosse in college?
There's a lot. The last team I was playing for, a lot of them are going to like Stanford, Michigan.
Sheesh.
I had a girl that when I was getting recruited, she's at Carolina right now, Mason Paradine, I think that's her last name. Yeah, like a lot of my
Quick
club
shout
team.
out.
Yeah, a lot of my club teams are often playing in college now.
Nice. And for people that don't know, because I don't know, who are or what schools are the best at women's lacrosse right now?
Right now, Maryland is not doing so hot. Like they won national championship, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year, in my opinion. I'm a huge Syracuse lacrosse fan. My family has no relation to Syracuse. I just love the coach, and I love how the team plays. I think they're gonna win. Carolina is having a solid season. Northwestern, Stony Brook, all those. It's more like the northern teams, but of course UNC is always up there too.
Yeah, for sure. How many teams that have you played this season that are ranked, or will you play that are ranked?
So the 2 teams I think that are ranked, we played Virginia Tech. We lost Virginia Tech. They're ranked number 22 in the country, and then I think on a different poll in our conference, High Point, they're ranked 20. I don't think it was one of the polls that we usually follow, but they're preseason ranked number 20.
Nice. Has Radford lacrosse ever been ranked?
No, we haven't.
Not once.
Someday.
One day. Maybe your senior year. Maybe you'll bring them to number 1. Who knows? So, do you think Radford will ever get a men's lacrosse team? Like, why didn't they have a men's lacrosse team?
They used to have a men's lacrosse team.
Oh, they
actually,
did?
Yeah. So one of my teammates in my grade, Bella Signorello, her dad played for Radford men's lacrosse, and so he was number 1. So she's number 1 now. But I don't really know the reason why it got dropped. I think it was an NCAA sport though. I don't think it was like a club team.
When you play at other schools, do you play on like in their football stadium? Like when you played at Virginia Tech, did you play in Lane Stadium, or did you play like?
We played at their Lane, like their indoor football stadium. I think it's their practice fields.
Oh, okay.
Most of the schools we play don't have football teams.
Really?
We like to go play on their fields. I don't really think so. No.
Have you ever played at an indoor stadium somewhere?
At Virginia Tech.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear that you said
Okay,
that.
it's okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
People probably like, Mike, you're dumb as hell. All right. Another question. Favorite part about your team at Radford?
It's definitely just the girls. Like, I absolutely love the team. Like, the reason why I chose Radford is because, like, I was looking at other Big South schools because I knew, like, I didn't want to go down south or go up north, and I wanted to stay in the south. And, like, when I came to Radford, like, the difference between every team was the relationship between, like, all the players. Like, we're all so close to each other, and, like, we're goofy and we're weird people, but I love it. I love them to death.
All right, another student athlete question. Why did you choose to wear number 12?
So I actually really didn't get to choose. Well, I told them the size number I wanted. I really wanted to be number 30, but our goalie right now, she's wearing number 30. And so, like, I just told them, I was like, I wear a medium, like, I'll take, and they just showed, like, the numbers that mediums were, and it was number 12 that I got. And so, but it was kind of weird because, like, when my family was moving from Charlotte, I was looking through, like, old pictures, and all my old softball numbers were number 12. So I guess it kind of worked out in, like, a weird way where I'm kind of like, I like being number 12 now because, like, I guess, like, growing up, that was my number. But, like, I didn't really get, like, there's no, like, big reason as to, like, why I wanted
just
to
kind
be
of, like,
number
fell in
12.
your lap? Yeah. Nice. What number did you wear in like, have you worn in your other teams?
Back in high school, I was number 30. But, like, for club teams, like, I was, like, 143. Like, it was, like, weird numbers. But for, like, high school lacrosse, I was number 30.
Nice. All right. I know we're talking about how much you love playing at Radford, but I have to ask this question. If you could play at any other college in the nation, aside from, like, teammates or anything like that, if you could play, like, where would you play?
I mean, I don't think I would ever see the field there, but I would totally pick Syracuse. Gary Gate, their head coach, I think he is so creative with his team, and, like, the way they play is just, I think it's just perfect lacrosse. So I just love, like, watching it, and, like, I would love to play for him. I love my coach, but but I love Gary Gate.
And like you said, aren't they like an historic school with women's lacrosse? Like, aren't they like?
I don't think they've ever won a national championship though. They've always been in, like, Final Four, like, super close. But, like,
but they've always been competitive.
Yeah, like, the way I play is I like to play creatively with, like, my stick. Like, stick skills is big for me because I'm not the fastest person, and, like, for that team, like, one of their big things is just how they use their stick skills. And so
have you ever visited Syracuse?
No, I haven't. I would love to.
I know, I want to check it out so badly. It just
like,
looks
go to
like
the dome.
Yeah,
like,
the Carrier Dome. It just looks so sick. I mean, all their sporting events, their basketball games, their football games, the gear they get. I don't know, slowly but surely the color orange is wearing on me. Like, I used to always just, like, I don't know, I was never really a big fan of the color orange, but now I'm just, like, slowly but surely getting around to it. So I love it. I mean, I love, like, I don't know, I just think it looks sick. But all right, you got anything else you would like to talk about with lacrosse, or any questions or things you'd like to? No? Okay. Now let's get in, because like I said, I was checking out your Instagram before we started the show last night, and for those of you that don't know, Kaitlyn has literally traveled everywhere. I mean, like, just about everywhere. Why don't you tell everyone, like, some of the places that you've been?
So I was telling Mike, like, before this started, like, my family does family reunions every other year, and so we've usually gone to, like, lakes in the U.S., so I've been all the way, like, to Colorado, Utah, those kinds of places, in Missouri, Maine, all those places. But a couple years ago we went over to Europe for a family reunion, and I think we hit 11 countries, I think, within a span of, like, 14 days or something like that. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, I saw you were in Austria, you were in Ireland, you were in Scotland,
went to Italy, Germany, Amsterdam, so the Netherlands, London, Scotland. I think we touched France. I don't really remember.
And so you did 11 countries, and how long? Like, how long were you there for?
So we were in Ireland for 7 days, and so all the other countries we bunched up into probably, like, a week span, maybe a little bit more, but it was a lot in just a short amount of time.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I want to start traveling. Like, I've never been outside of the country, but I mean, from your pictures and from other things that I've seen, definitely looks like it's totally worth it. So where is somewhere that you've never been but you'd like to go to?
I would actually, so I've always been torn between Egypt and Nepal. Like, I would kill to go see the pyramids. I don't know what it is about them, but I'm like, I want to go see it before they're all like blown away or they're like being wrecked and everything like that. But I with Nepal, like, I think just looking at their culture and like how they are and like just how they live so differently and how clean it is there, like I would love to go see that. And also, like, I don't know why one of my dreams is just I want to go see like Mount Everest. Like, I want to see Mount Everest so bad. Like, just go to the base camp and just look at it and be like, holy crap,
so
like that's insane. So I'd probably pick Nepal over Egypt, but
Nepal?
I want to do both. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, maybe one day, eventually one day you'll get
Yeah.
there. All right, what is the best meal you've eaten in another country?
So when we went to Austria, so my dad came when he was stationed in the Air Force in Italy. He went to Seefeld, Austria, and so he took us all there when we went, and we hiked this mountain in Austria. And like once we got closer to the top, there was like a little restaurant close to the peak of this mountain, which is really weird. Like, you never see that.
Yeah.
But like in this restaurant, like it's so weird. It's pancake soup. It sounds really weird, but it was the best thing I had like while in Europe. It's just like chicken or beef broth mixed with cut up pancakes, and it's so weird, but I swear it was like the best thing I ate.
Yeah, you were telling me about that before the show, and I was a little sus when I heard
Yeah.
it, but now I'm coming around to it.
It's so good.
It's been in the back of my head, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go try that.
I haven't made it since I like went, and like I really should, because it's surprisingly like it's just good. Like, you would think like soggy pancakes, like that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
But like,
What about
really is.
like where does the syrup come into play? Is there no syrup?
No,
in
there's
there?
no syrup. It's just literally just like the bread of a pancake mixed with broth. It's
That's it.
really weird.
I don't know. It sounds weird, but like, I don't know. I like pancakes.
Yeah, no, like
Moderate soup guy.
talking to a woman who speaks German, I'm like, you mean actual pancakes? And she's like, yeah, like pancakes like that you eat in America. And I was like, all right, like I'll try.
Did you drink the broth afterwards?
I don't really remember. Probably not. I probably just like ate all the pancake out of all of
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I'm really interested now. I might have to go fire some of those up in the dorm now. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So those are the travel questions. We could literally do an entire podcast just talking about your trips, and who knows? Maybe we'll eventually do a podcast just talking about that, because it is literally endless. But into some random questions and topics. Like I said, when I was checking out your Instagram and some of your other social medias, you've done a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, you've been skydiving, which is the biggest thing on my bucket list, and you've done a half marathon.
Yeah.
So which one would you like to talk about first, the skydiving or the half marathon?
They're both. You can go with the skydiving first.
All right, we'll start with the skydiving. Okay, so tell me why, like, what triggered, what light bulb went off in your head that you decided that you wanted to go skydiving?
Yeah, so it's a little weird. Like, I don't know, like 2019 like was not the year for me. It was a really bad year, and like I was like in a relationship with not the best person. Like, he was kind of controlled things I did, and like I didn't feel free, which is like just with me, like I just want to feel that freedom that like we're given, and like the choice to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
And so, like, immediately after that relationship ended, like, my mind goes to, okay, like, what am I going to do next? And so, like, my thought was, like, I'm going to make a list, and I'm just going to do all these things before I go off to college. And so, like, of course, I'm turning 18, and I'm like, okay, like, I can go buy a lottery ticket, or I can go jump out of an airplane. Like, what do I want to do? And I was like, I'm going to go jump out of a plane. So I told my mom, I'm like, the only thing I want for my birthday is just to go skydiving. And so I wanted to like take like as many people as I could to go do this with me, because I'm like, seek discomfort is like a big thing in my life. Like, I love that saying. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I took, I think, around like 8 or 9 people with me, and I was just like, pay your own way. Like, it's kind of expensive to go do, but I'm like join me in doing this. Like, just feel that like
be adventurous.
like complete discomfort. Like, you're jumping out of an airplane. Like, that's not normal. Like, we shouldn't be doing that.
No.
But and like when I told people like they were doing it, I'm like, you guys have to do it with like a purpose. Like, you can't just like jump to jump. Like,
there has to be like
there has to be a reason. Like, why
Yeah.
are you doing it? Like, when people ask like, why do you want to do this? Like, you want to have a reason to do it. And so like a lot of people were like, I just want to like beat fear and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I just want to feel the freedom, and like the feeling of like stepping out at like that first, because the person's on your back, they push you out instead of like.
It was tandem, right?
That's what the
Yeah,
person on my back. Yeah.
And
And so like him pushing you out and like just feeling like your feet are no longer on the ground and you're falling like literally to the earth. It was the coolest freaking feeling in the world. Like I would totally do it again because it is the most like freeing feeling like you're ever. It's so amazing. Like it's scary, but it's so cool.
I love your philosophy on that, like why you decided to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know, I'm in a similar boat, but like a little bit different. Like I just want to do it because like I'm not terrified of heights, but I know that when I get in the plane and I'm looking down and it's about to be like go time, I'm gonna be like,
with
oh,
the person on you. No, I pretty like I took my best friend with me and we're looking at each other and we're like, what the
like,
hell
what are we
doing? We're like,
yeah,
like this isn't normal to do. Like we shouldn't be doing this. We're like, we're gonna do it.
But it's probably like the biggest rush, and then like
oh yeah, and
now
like,
I feel like
it's so cool.
I mean, I don't want to like speak for you, but like if you can do that, like what can't you do? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my philosophy with it is like if I can jump out of a plane and land, like
fear is
I can do everything.
like fear just brings you like it brings you away from like the joy of what life can bring. Like it was like my sister who did it is absolutely terrified of heights. Like she wouldn't go to the top of an Empire State Building with railings, but she was like, I'll like whatever, like I'll do
Let's send it.
And she was even just like that was like the coolest. She's like, I'm not doing it again, but that was the coolest thing. Like it's just so awesome.
How long was your free fall?
It's about 4 minutes. The worst part about it, like once they pull the chute, it's not 4 minutes. The free fall is probably like 30 seconds. But once they pull the chute, that's about 4 minutes till you hit the ground.
Okay.
And when they pull the chute, that's the most painful part of the whole entire thing.
Because you're just getting like whipped back up.
And like around your legs, like it just pulls up and you're just like this.
So it's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. The whole way down, I was like, I'm not having this.
Was the landing smooth? Because I've seen so many videos like. And like read statistics that more people get hurt on the landing than anything else. I mean, like obviously, but like trying to land smoothly is not always.
Yeah. So like, I guess like the bad thing about like I would totally do it again. Like I don't want to scare people from doing it, but like the bad thing about like my skydiving thing was that my best friend's videographer's parachute got caught in the wind, and she didn't land the proper way, so she got like hurt from that. But like it's not bad landing. Like I mean like I don't want to scare people from doing it, but like.
But it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Don't you just slide on your butt?
Most people slide on their butt, but like my guy was just like, because we were like hovering kind of over the ground. He was like, just put your feet down. So we just like put our feet down, and landed.
Was the guy that you did it with cool?
Oh yeah, he was so funny. Oh, he was so funny, and like it was my birthday, and he was like singing "Happy Birthday" to me on the way down. And this dude's wearing like most of the people are like in a full on like we had to wear like full suits to like go do this. He was just like in a Hawaiian shirt, khaki shorts.
It's another day at the office for him.
And he's wearing like chacos with it. And I was wearing my chacos too, and I was like, this dude is like meant for me. Like this is chacos? So awesome. They're like Tevas. Do you know what Tevas are?
No. They're
like strappy like Jesus sandals.
Oh okay.
They're like
so from like some Birkenstocks in a way.
But like a little bit more secure, like water kind of shoes.
Okay. Dope. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like, also, like, just the way you explained it and, like, why you did it and, like, that's awesome. And it's good that, like, you were trying to, that you gathered up a group of people to do it with you. You know what I'm saying? It's not just an idea that you had. You wanted to then spread it to everyone else. And, I don't know, that's awesome. I mean, I actually really love hearing that. All right, now let's get into the half marathon.
The half marathon.
How did this happen? Like, what inspired you to do that?
I guess it kind of all like started like after my sophomore lacrosse season. I was like, well, I'm kind of like burned out from lacrosse right now. I just want to run. And like, I'm not a sprinting person. I'm more of the long distance kind of a girl. And so I just started running and I was doing like 3 miles. Of course, I'm like winded. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is actually kind of hard to do. But like, I kept going with it. And like, this was like over when we were in Europe, like this summer, I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to train for it. And like, I'm running like in Ireland. I'm like, this is so fun. Like I was like enjoying it. I'm like, I'm running in Italy, I'm running in Europe and like all these places. And then like I got back home and I was just like, I'm gonna keep doing it. So I was doing like 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, and then I was like, I need to pay for it. So like I'm actually like set in to do it. So like I signed up for the race and everything, and then I just like kept doing it. It was kind of like a similar thing with like the skydiving is like I want to run with a purpose. Yeah. So I also did that with a purpose as well.
That's awesome. And tell everyone when you did it, and then tell them your time, because the time is what blows me away.
So I did it in November of 2018, 18.
So a year and a half.
It was my junior year. It's 2 years ago.
Your junior year would be 2 years.
2018, right?
Yeah.
No, 17. 18. It's 2018.
Yeah. I don't know. 2000 and something.
Yeah, so I did that. When I was running it, I was telling Mike how I had like the time, like the app running, and I was saying like you're gonna finish in 2 hours and 30 seconds, and I was like, heck no, like I'm not finishing like over 2 hours. I'm like, I can book it. So I averaged a pace of 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and I finished in like an hour and 57 minutes, I think.
Sheesh.
I was booking it.
Beast. So now, do you have any aspirations of eventually bagging the entire full marathon?
I do. I think that's an after college kind of thing, just because I feel like training to run 26 miles is a little bit more different than training to run 20, 100 sprints and everything like that. So it'd definitely be like an after college thing, but I definitely want to do half marathons more because it's not that bad of like 13 miles sounds like it's awful, but it's not like that bad of a thing to train for. Like it only takes a couple months.
Yeah. So were you bumping music, or did you have like a podcast, or did you have?
And I had music, and I still have the playlist, and like I'll listen. It's my pregame playlist now. Like I listen to it before I go.
Fired up.
Oh yeah, like it had like a mix of like rock to like Christian to like rap music, and it was just like that's what I listened to train with. And then like there were certain songs where like I could feel like with my steps, I was like go a little bit quicker.
Going with the rhythm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, I don't know. That's so sweet. I mean, like I don't know if Todd or Matt is listening to this, but like I was telling Kaitlyn before the show, literally on Monday when I had Todd on, we were complaining about how hard 2.5 miles was on us. So
you can do it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of like it's definitely
a mental game.
Yeah, it's mind over matter, and also like I feel like after you're running for so long, you just get lost.
Yeah, because it's like as soon as you tell yourself, man, I really want to stop right now, you're stopping.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I can keep going. And it's like once you learn like mile markers and stuff, like if you do like the same kind of runs, you're like, oh, I only have 1.5 miles left. Oh, I only have a mile, then a half a mile. So it's just like huge mental game.
Yeah. Did you ever work on like any like specific breathing techniques or anything before you went, or you just went after it?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm a big old mouth breather. I don't do the nose through the mouth at all.
Yeah, I don't know. So we've been rolling for. Sorry, I just had to look over to make sure because usually the computer turns off after like 20 minutes. But we've been rolling for 27 minutes. It's been a solid podcast so far. I really like the way you're explaining like a lot of the things, like why you do a lot of things that you've done. But final question. Biggest thing on your bucket list?
Oh gosh, I didn't think this one through before.
I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to put you on the spot.
I don't know. I guess like it sounds like so like corny and cheesy, but like I just want to like say like I lived my life to the absolute fullest, and like I did like I tell you things like I do stuff with purpose because like or else I won't do it. Like I need to do it. I just want to like live a life where like I do everything with a purpose, and that like I can say like that was good. Like I enjoyed that, and I did everything to like the best of my ability, and like I don't know, like that's just like that's my dream.
This is inspiring me. It's a great thing that I'm going to the gym right after this. I skipped the gym today because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it after, and yeah, now I'm amped.
And now I'm going to study hall after.
Oh, you got study hours now?
3 more hours.
Have you hit up a Wing Wednesday yet at Dalton? Do you know what that is?
I'm not a fan of Dalton.
All right, I hate Dalton too. I've been to Dalton like 4 times this semester, and all 4 times have been on Wing Wednesday. But do you even know what I'm talking about? Not hip to it. All right, so like 4 weeks ago, my roommate got me hip. He was like, "Hey, Mike, Dalton just started serving wings on Wednesdays, and like if you go in there for like in dinner time or during dinner time, it's literally just like that's all they have. They don't really have anything else. They have like pizza, but then they just have like 6 different types of wings." And they're actually really good. Like, you would think, because it's Dalton, it's trash.
Yeah, my roommate and I call it Dookie Dalton, so we're like,
I'm gonna have to steal that from you. I mean, like, it's terrible.
I don't like it that much. It's the same thing, like, every single day, too, and I'm like, this is why I don't come here. I'd rather get Chick-fil-A every day over this.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing to me is, like, sometimes it tastes good, sometimes it tastes horrible. Sometimes it tastes good, but, like, regardless of what I eat there, I feel like trash.
Oh yeah.
I actually feel horrible. Yeah, it's just it absolutely soils everything.
I see you around with your ABP coffee thing.
Every day.
Every single day you have it.
My mom's gonna get pissed hearing this because that's where all my
swipes go.
All my swipe money goes to Starbucks and everything. And yeah, she was complaining to me the other day. She was saying that she got me a bunch of coffee pods and like I hadn't been using like all of them. Yeah, for my Keurig. And what I told her, she was like, you need to stop buying like Starbucks all the time. I'm checking out your things. You're buying Starbucks all the time. Like, I got you all these coffee pods for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Mom, like, look, if I bought you a year supply of DiGiorno pizzas, are you never once going to go to the brick oven place that's 5-star? Like, come
I
on,
haven't
think
been
about
there
it.
yet.
Which place?
Isn't there like a brick pizza place by like
I have
Rapper
no
Coffee
clue.
Co? I'm pretty sure there is.
Oh, I just said that because that was just like my analogy for it. But I don't know, there might be. But yeah, definitely if you get an opportunity to go to a Wing Wednesday, just give it a college try. But
maybe not this Wednesday. I'll think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I told my roommate I was gonna go, but like I don't want to go to the gym and then just like
go eat a bunch of wings.
Yeah, exactly. Because I started my kind of, but then it's fried. I don't know. It's got its pros and cons, but I don't know. I started my cut on February 10th, and so I don't know. I've just been doing cardio and trying to eat a lot better, and like not snacking before bed. So I don't want to just like totally soil that and just like I don't know. I've been trying to be consistent with it. My biggest thing is what I do is I get rice from Create, which is like our like knockoff Chipotle.
I eat Create literally for lunch and dinner like almost every single day.
Yeah, what do you get from there?
I'll get like a bowl with brown rice. I'm not a white rice person. I'll grill the chicken, broccoli, bell peppers, and carrots, and then I put avocado and then the buffalo ranch on it. Everyone go get it because it's really, really good.
All right, let me get you hip to something. So get everything that you get, but then don't get grilled chicken from them. Go to Chick-fil-A and get grilled chicken from them, and then put it in.
So I'll go pay the $8 for the bowl, and then I'll go pay.
Well, they only charge me.
Really? Oh, because you don't add the protein.
Yeah, because I'm just like, because they'll be like, what'd you get? And I'm like, oh, it's just white rice and then like a couple vegetables and stuff like that. And then if they try to charge me like $9.95, I'll literally just be like, hey, like no, like that's just it's like there's no protein. And then they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then they'll like make it like
they'll be like, what?
They'll make it like $4, and then I go to Chick-fil-A. I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit more, but it is so much better because sometimes the grilled chicken is sauce city.
Like sometimes I feel like they don't cook it all the way.
Exactly.
But I still eat it. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I eat just about everything. I'm not a picky eater.
Student. I just want to eat.
Exactly. Know? One thing that I wish we did have is more varieties of like fruits here. We like it's just ABP that fruit cup.
The banana and the orange, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, well, not only that, but they have the fruit cups that I get all the time. But it's like a combination of like honeydew, cantaloupe, grapes, and pineapple. Like, I don't like when my foods touch that much.
Really?
Like, well, no. Okay, I shouldn't say that.
I like when like cantaloupe. Like, I like when they put pineapple with like the other fruit because then it has like the taste of. I don't know. It's weird, but.
No, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't know. I just wish they like would section them off so then I could get like a big bowl of cantaloupe or I could get like a big bowl of watermelon rather than just get like two pieces of each or something like that. But yeah, so we've been rolling for 33 minutes. It was a solid episode. We covered most of the stuff that we wanted to talk about. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely like to have you on again. We could just talk about literally anything. Talk about travel. You could give me advice on places to hit up eventually. But yeah, you got any? You want to plug any of your social medias or any of your friends with shout outs or teammates or anything?
I guess you guys can follow me on Instagram at Kaitlyn D. Coleman.
All right, it will be in the description. I'll add it in the description.
Twitter's the same. I don't want people adding me on Snapchat.
Yeah. See, I was so sus when I put my Snapchat out there, but like I'm not. Like, no offense, but like if you add me and I don't know you, like I'm not adding you back, so it's like you can't send me a Snapchat anyway. But like I just like it so people can see my stories.
So you're a public story kind of person?
Huge public story kind of person.
See, my stories are like I don't know, like I have my private because I'm like I don't want people seeing everything.
People are gonna be like that's disgusting, but I am slowly approaching 1 million snaps, 1 million snap score.
You are? I'm under 200,000.
And do you still feel like you Snapchat a good amount?
Not really. I think I cleared out all of my conversations with like people I don't Snapchat the other day because I'm like, how many people? And it's only like, I mean, I don't know if this is a lot, but like 11.
That's not, I mean, that's not. That's a lot. I mean, that's more than a lot.
Send me your street pictures because I'll get.
I literally have never sent a mass snap in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
I have no clue what anyone talks about when they say that. But yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, I don't know. I've been plugging it, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? But yeah, coming up on 1 million, which will be exciting. I'm gonna try to time it on the dot. But like, I think I Snapchat a lot, and then I came across this kid that I know. His snap score the other day because someone told me about his 3.4 million.
Oh Oh, okay. I have a teammate who's in the 2 millions, and I think I'm like, how?
Like literally how? Like I think I Snapchat a lot, and I could not imagine someone doing 4
Yeah.
times me or 3 times me.
It's insane. Like some people are like
Obsessed.
really addicted to it. Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
It gets old.
Yeah.
I mean, like
the same like pictures from like
Yeah.
the same people.
I mean, that guy keeps on looking. So I think we're running into someone else's show. I think someone's supposed to start at 5. So we will wrap up this one. Kaitlyn, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. This was a great episode. I've been excited about doing one with you. Let me plug the platforms and the social medias one time. Major platforms, we got Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. Also available on 7 other platforms across the internet. All of the platforms and the links to them will be in the description, along with Kaitlyn's social media pages that she wants you to check out. Video feed for this show, the last 2 shows, and all shows in the future will be on YouTube. Simply just type in Michael Mars Show into the search bar, and it will appear. Thank you very much for listening to Season 2, Episode 5. Today's date, February 26, 2020. One last time. Shout out Kaitlyn Coleman. Thank you, Kaitlyn.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on Monday.
That's pretty good. That was a pretty good conversation.
Killed it. I know.